Welcome to the show, Something Like That. My name is Nav, and today I'm not going to do this long introduction about the show. You know the show, you know the drill. But today's guest that I have on the show, she is 100% filled with energy, inspirational, and her energy level, to be more precise, is off the charts. It's way, way, way off the charts, which I love. I really love that in an artist or maybe in an individual. She has been rocking not only locally, internationally, big time. We're going to talk about that. But the best part of all is when I had a chat with her off air, just to set up the date to get this particular podcast going on, she was kind enough, everybody should be doing this, but nobody did. She did it. She kind of sent me a profile to help me out, make my life a little easier. And this is how it sounded like her. I'm just going to read it to you, and I'll tell you what was my first reaction when she sent me this particular profile. This is how it sounds like. Heerraa is an international singer-songwriter and performer who is changing the world with music featured in Hitz FM, Ahenhofo Radio Denmark, Malaysian Radio USA, Rakita FM, MalayMail, RTM TV2. She has received the Audience Choice Award and Festival Directors Award at the Short+Sweet Song Malaysia. Her song, The Girl Who Loved, featured in Simulacra 2's original game soundtrack and has received worldwide recognition in Germany, UK, Polland US. Her single, Crazy, was number 1 on Hitz FM Malaysia, number 1 on Indie Rampage Radio USA, and more. Her newest song, Feel Alive, is currently being aired on radio stations across the globe. She has performed online concerts in Spain, UK, India, USA, Scotland, Australia, Wales, South Africa, and more. Heerraa is currently nominated for Rampage Radio Music Award for the Best Compilation Album, Best Female Vocals, Pop, and Entertainer of the Year. The moment I finished the sentence, the only thing that came to my mind was, you're hired. I don't know what I'm hiring her for, but I just said, you're hired. You're coming on board. But for what? I don't know, because it is such an impressive profile and portfolio, to be more precise. And she's on the show today. I'm not going to delay anything anymore. Hey, Heerraa, how are you?
Oh my God. Hey, Nav. Thank you so much for having me. I didn't know people actually read the profile, so thank you. Thank you so much.
I had to do it because when you sent me that profile, I was like, okay, now what do I do? This is such an impressive profile. It's like, okay, you're hired. I'm just going to hire you. For what? I don't know. I can't pay you, but I'm just going to hire you for something, that kind of thing.
No, I'm so impressed because I've sent it to so many people and nobody said anything. So I just assume people won't read it. Just looks nice. But I'm so glad you read it.
It isn't impressive. The things that a lot of artists miss is that sending details like this to the host or whoever, just to make their lives easier. Because everybody tends to make us work a little extra by Googling and all this kind of stuff, which I must say I did Google, at the very last minute. I make it a habit. I don't do it in advance, few days in advance. I do it at the very last minute. So I get to surprise myself on whatever I read. And today, trust me, I was shocked. You're pretty much everywhere on the internet. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere, which is something
which is strange because when I Google myself, I only find one thing.
Really?
Yes, but I think it helps having such a unique spelled name. So it's very easy to find one Heerraa.
I was just about to ask you that. Is that your actual spelling for your name? Or you just did that because you didn't want to get self-confused with other Heerraas on the internet?
No, it's my actual name. I would love to say that my mom thought of me as a singer since before I was born and everything like that. But to be honest, it's just Indian numerology. So.
Oh, you had one of those problems there.
Yeah, it's the numbers don't add up. Could you try doubling everything? Aha, perfect. But it made my life easy because I've become one name people like Rihanna, Beyonce. Now you have hopefully here.
You are such a lucky person because I had the same issue when I was born. But the thing is that yours came out as something glamorous, something nice.
Yes.
And when I grew up, you see the name 3 letters down there, my name Nav. You know what it stands for actually?
No, I'm curious now.
Okay, I'm only going to tell you this, and I haven't told anyone else before. So it is for the very first time on this particular show. My full name is Navin Nishakaran Nair, son of Subramaniam alias Madhavan.
Oh,
so you
wow,
imagine the nightmare I had because my father met some astrologer who said, no,
that would have been really wrong writing for exams, right? Or any document you want to fill out.
When I was in standard 6, I almost had 2 ICs. Or my card is what you call it these days, because they said the thing is too full, too long, so you need to have an additional card. So I had to shrink it down. I cut my father's name instead of cutting mine. And, I had to bring it down all the way. And then radio days, I had to bring it to NAV, and NAV became NAV. So that's Now you know why it's called NAV. So I mean,
All right,
enough about
yeah.
me. It's not this whole podcast is not about me. It's about you. That's the whole idea. So who gave you the name? Your mom and dad?
Mom, yeah. I think
Okay,
they kind of
mommy,
decided together.
you did a fantastic job. Congratulations. You figured it out way back then. I mean, what,
Yeah.
20 years ago. You're pretty young, isn't it? Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 22 this year, so
That's my number one puzzle. 22 years old and looking at the things that you've accomplished or you've done, it is amazing. What are you eating? What's your regular food like?
no, I
You know,
didn't
when
do
I
it. Yeah, go ahead.
you must be eating something or doing something that makes you do all the things that you do right now, right?
Okay, I'm a huge foodie, so that I can't deny. I really love food, and I'm really particular about the food I eat. I love it. But I didn't do this alone. One of the things is I'm actually supported by a platform called ET Ideas. So long time ago, there was a 5-year-old Heerraa who wanted to be a singer, and my family honestly didn't know what to do with me. I come from a family where we don't even listen to the radio, so I only knew about
Oh.
Michael Jackson after he passed away, which is way too late for somebody who's going to be an aspiring singer.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was like,
Ouch.
who's that guy on the TV? Not the
Ow.
best time.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm so
To
sorry,
all the
but he's
Michael
one of the
Jackson
best.
fans out there, I
But
apologize for
he's
this
a
broadcast.
legend. He's so good. But I found out about him way too late. So so coming from that kind of family, my mom was kind of shocked why this girl year in year out kept saying she wanted to be a singer. And my mom's background is she's an accountant, she's a finance director. So having like your daughter come and say, "Hey, I want to be a singer," every year, that became something like first she would avoid, she would be like, "Okay, all right, sure." And then after a while, like by the time you're like 13, 14, she's like, "It's not going away. Why is it not going away?" And I don't know if anybody remembers this, but back in school, when I was in school, they had this card where you had to fill up with your details, and they always ask you to put your ambitions in. And my ambition will always be singer number 1. And my
Ooh.
mom would ask, "What's number 2 and number 3?" I was like, "I don't want anything else. I only want to be a singer." So yeah. So long
My
story
father would have
short,
disowned me, man, if I did that.
yeah, I'm very glad my mom, she didn't approve, but she didn't disapprove as well. She was just quiet and
Okay.
like confused. So around the time I was 14 is when I met ET Ideas. So again, I'm already 14. I'm like a moody teenager who's now kept every year I would make this wish like I want to be a singer, and somebody will like make me like a star, and nobody will find me because obviously I didn't do anything. I didn't post anything on YouTube. I just sat at home and watched TV and expected someone to find me like, "Hey, you can sing." They would never know.
Ah.
So I was at the time I was 14. I was pretty like emo, like okay, maybe I don't know what I'm going to do, but why can't I be a singer and stuff like that? So around that time, my mom met ET Ideas for herself, for her business, her own growth.
Okay.
But the byproduct is she dragged her cranky 14-year-old with her, which was me. And I was like, I don't want to go to this place. But the moment I stepped in, I have not left since. That's where I met my mentor, Ilango Tiago. And he was like the first person who said, "Okay, you want to be a singer? Let's start." And he was like, "Did you write a song?" I was like, I have never thought of that.
Okay.
So from there, it was just from wishful thinking and expecting others to make me successful. ET Ideas and Ilango actually showed me how do I start. So writing songs, performing on stage, learning how to post, learning how to do covers, and slowly from there, keep growing on your stuff. And of course, focusing on why you're doing this. So, yeah.
So this ET idea thingy is it what meant for music, or is this for individuals how to build?
It's meant
yourself
for
up?
adults and individuals. So basically, you could be anybody who, if you want to do something that you've loved and you've always wanted to do, but you may be stuck in a job, or you may not know where to start, or you don't have the support to make that into a success. So they actually guide you to actually follow your heart, step out of the system, and solve world problems as well. So
But apart from that, okay, that is planning things out, or maybe figuring things out. But as a person, as an individual itself, your character, your mindset of doing things, because based on whatever I read or heard about you, is like you have this mentality that says, "Screw it, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to perform. I'm going to write songs. I'm going to sell it out. I'm just going to go. Let's do it attitude. That's kind of thing. Is that you, or is it has been programmed into you?"
Yeah, so that's something that's actually been developed in me with ET Ideas. I used to be the type of person that don't want to try anything. I swore people asked me to open a YouTube channel, and I refused until I was 17. I was like, no, it's so embarrassing. But now I'm like the complete opposite. I want to try new things. I know I need to take risks. I need to step out there. So it's really about working not on your goals alone, not only on your career per se, but really on how you think as an individual, how you are in your characters and values. So a lot of times I get corrected about my perceptions. Like if I'm quick to judge someone, then they like correct me and say, "Hey, that's not true. Look at the truth behind the situation. Or if I give up too easily, they're like, hey, you are bound to face obstacles. Why not you try to overcome it? Look for solutions. Don't react to what you're seeing, but respond. See what's the lesson behind it. So this whole mindset has been something that's been developed in me for the past 7-8 years. And I'm still with ET Ideas as well. So yeah, I really, really love them.
Amazing, man. Where were these guys when I was growing up?
They were founded in 2008. Yeah, 2008. So could have been there.
Could have been there, man.
Yeah.
Like 22 years, 17 years old. What was I doing? Let's see. One thing, scroll, just went to the nearest waterfall and, had the idea to become a DJ by accident. So, nah, it didn't work out for me.
Well,
but for you,
you turned out fine as well, Nav. I think you did amazing. I mean, I'm loving the whole setup with the whole podcast and what you're doing. So, I guess it turned out right. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I think so. Mine usually happens through accidents. It's just like you just do something for the fun of it, and next minute you realize, hey, it's your career, man. You know, that kind of thing. That's usually my case. But you also, apart from music, you also were involved in this particular movement, the youth movement, Ascendance.
Okay, you really Googled.
Yeah, of course, I gotta do my homework, baby.
I didn't put that in the profile, but yes, I did found this youth movement called Ascendance.
Okay.
Yeah. So that Ascendance is actually based off ET Ideas. So when I stepped into ET Ideas, I was 14 at the time. And there was 3 other teenagers with me. One was, my sister was 11, another person was like 13, another person was like 16. So we were all working on our individual passions, of course, working on our studies. And we realized we were not extraordinary people. We were just like normal people. And suddenly we could start achieving a little bit of success in our exams or in our goals and stuff. So we decided, hey, let's do this for more youngsters, because if we're not special, that means everybody can do it. But ET Ideas was like, okay, we're adults, but kids won't really listen to adults. So why not get other kids, other teenagers to talk to them? So that's how we started Ascendance about 6 years ago. So we started doing this thing where we would show youngsters how we did it, so they could start following their hearts.
Let me hold you there. You mentioning the word youngsters, someone as young as you mentioning youngsters is like, it makes me feel like a dinosaur right now, you know.
Okay, I'm going to make you feel worse. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So in the past 6 years, we developed Ascendance. So I was their chief operations officer for the past few years. And together we've impacted 4,000 youngsters and we received the Diana Award. But this year, I've actually stepped down and become an advisor so the younger team can work with them. So all those who are 20 and below and 17 and 16, 13 can start actually guiding their peers, because it's a peer-to-peer movement. I'm really like 22. I'm considered a dinosaur because I don't know the latest trends that I currently in school.
It hurts.
I'm so sorry.
Hurts. It hurts. What's older than dinosaur? The Big Bang? I don't know.
No. You're still very young.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is an amazing movement, because I've noticed that a lot of kids are being inspired to do a lot of things, and it seems to be effective in some way. I think you got 4,000 over members there.
Yeah. So we in the past few years we actually worked with over 4,000 students. So one of the most amazing, memorable moments for us was receiving the Diana Award, because suddenly it's like, whoa, people actually took effort or took notice of what we're doing. Where it's not like a game anymore. People actually noticing what we're doing, and suddenly all the media started covering us, and we're like, okay, what do we do now? So that was one. And the other thing that was very significant was last year, actually, when the whole world was in pandemic, and I'm sure all of us, even me, I think for the first 1 week, for the first 1 month, it's just like a holiday. You're just like, whoa, it's a break, it's new. But the holiday kept extending and extending and extending. You're like, okay, what am I going to do with my time? So long story short, Ascendance actually organized our virtual conference. So we've done physical conferences before with different organizations and corporate partners and everything. But it was our first time doing a virtual conference. So with the support of the Ministry of Education, we actually got 1,200 students to participate from 7 countries. So that was crazy. We had people in like Europe waking up at 3 a.m. to tune in for a conference, and we were like, you do you. That's a true spirit.
Nice. That is amazing. And like to say, like these are done, things like these are done of kids or rather youngsters between 20 and below, right?
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Seriously, I'm supposed to feel good about this whole podcast, but right now I'm just feeling
I'm so
happy
sorry
about myself or whatever I did in my life, man.
No, you should feel great. You're having
No. I mean,
this
I'm
platform.
serious. But I'm happy this particular thing is going on, because it kind of gives a lot of people the opportunity to start moving on and look into things. But okay, apart from all that, getting into your sorry, Sorry about that. Okay, getting
Right.
into your whatever you're doing right now. Let's talk about your music part. I gotta know, when exactly did you start? Your first time ever getting on stage to perform. There should be a starting point somewhere, right?
Okay, the first time ever, I would like to say didn't count. I officially started doing music full time when I was 17, just about the time I left high school. So that's when I did like open mics almost every week, and I tried to do it in a new place. My first ever performance, I think I was like 9 or 10. I think my mom signed me up for like, those costume competitions you have in the mall. Like, you can dress up as somebody. So I dressed up as my favorite princess, Princess Jasmine, and I sang A Whole New World. And my mom, she was very supportive. She was like, hey, why don't you go into the audience and like sing to them? I was like, nope. I just sat on stage and I was just like refusing. I just sang my song and went away. But thank God I still won a constellation prize and everything. It was like a toaster, which my family was so proud of, and we used for like 10 years.
It's
Indian
the
family.
toaster, man. Yeah. You'd be
Yes.
surprised if it can last for another 10 years. So, but for you as a musician itself, like I'm pretty sure you had, because like I said, you're pretty young, so you're definitely getting into clubs or places to perform. You can't really get access to it. So how was it for you? Was it in school performances or anything like that? Colleges, something?
Okay. So yes, I did not perform like in. I perform mostly in restaurants. So like restaurants, events, festivals. Slowly became concerts and started organizing my own shows. So it's moved a lot from there. So I've always wanted to. Why I perform music as much as it started out for my personal interest. Like, oh, I thought it would be so glamorous. When I met ET Ideas around one of the days when I was listening to the radio. And I really love the songs on the radio, but I felt like a lot of the songs were about meanings about love and heartbreak. And like, there's so much more to life than just what you portray as love and heartbreak, right? There's actual problems like insecurities we're finding for our happiness. We are struggling with communicating. So that's what I plan. That's what I do with music now. I'm changing the world of music, as I like to say. So writing the problems that I face in song, but also giving the audience a solution that I found. So like you've left off better than when you started.
Nice. But the thing is also this, songs that you have written, a whole lot of songs. There's a long list of songs that you have written, and also you play the music accordingly. What surprises me is, like, at some part you said that you were a self-taught guitarist or musician.
Okay, so I did go for classes. Bear in mind, I was like a super late person to start in classes. I only started singing classes at 11, instrument classes at like 13. So at the time where there's like small kids walking around, it's like a big me trying to learn the instruments and like, what is this? What's going on? And I did take a lot of classes and everything, but a lot of the times what I was learning in the classes were like things you'd teach in the textbook. Even if I was learning pop music, it's still pop music textbook. It wasn't actually songs that I wanted to hear on the radio. So I'd always try to go and hear by melody or try to figure something out, whether it's on the piano or guitar. So slowly I started adapting that to what I perform live today. So, yeah.
Okay. Because there's also the tracks that, if I'm not mistaken, Feel Alive, your latest single, currently is being all over the place. And, well, this particular track is not only on guitars, but also it has a bit of dance feel towards it. Is it everything on your composition, or is there people involved in this one?
Oh, there's wonderful people involved behind the scenes. So I've got to thank the beautiful background music actually by Pulse Soundworks, so by Madin, or I call him Citrus.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Citrus, yes.
So I really, really love the track. I sent in the composition. I wrote in the guitar and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, this is the song. Could you make it sound like a bit like EDM? And what he sent back to me was mind-blowing. I said, oh my God, yes! That's
Mother's
better
a
than
genius, man. Mother's a genius.
So I really love Pulse Soundworks work.
Cool.
And yeah.
And your other tracks, everything are, because mainly I know your main focus is, like, you remind me of Christina Perry and a couple of other people along that line. It's just that with a single guitar and you perform all the way. Is that your main identity? Is that how is it going to be? Or do you change in terms of performance-wise?
I used to have a band back when I was in high school. Yeah, nobody really knows this. I think I was like 14 or 15 when we had a band, and we used to do performances a lot. But I think a lot of times being in a band has a lot of commitment, and I think I wanted to do this full time. I was very strong-headed in how I want to write my music, and so I realized that sometimes performing on your own might be easier. So, but I would love to perform with the band. I mean, playing with other musicians is just so amazing. The couple of times that I've performed recently on stage with musicians, it's just like a whole new world. I think we really lose track of the audience. We are in our own world, and we're hoping the audience joins that world too.
As some of the audience, we would call it Short Cinderella.
I mean, that's like bursting the bubble, but all right. Yeah,
The
I would
short
say
scenery
jamming,
moment.
feeling the vibes, but yeah, short scenery works as well.
It's like, okay, but that's the best part. It's like when you do the short scenery part, you give the best stuff. You always give the best stuff because you take it to a whole new level. I love when bands do that. It's like, when you're jamming, it's like you get
yeah, and they
suddenly
start soloing, and you're like, wow.
yeah. It's like you just, hey, how come the last night when I came here you didn't perform that? Today is like something different. You bring extra stuff in it and you get friends coming on stage and so on. It's like, that's one of the best part of live bands. But you also notice another thing about you. See, I've noticed a lot of things. I've been paying a lot of attention and I've been curious to know everything and anything about you right now.
Yes, thank you for finding me. Yes, I'm so happy to
Yes.
be on this show.
It's like it's something different about you, and also I noticed that you don't actually stick to one routine for a very long time. Especially if you're performing in a certain place, you don't stay there for too long. You just move on to the next project and the next project and so on and so forth. Why is that?
Oh, okay. I've liked performing different places because something like I kind of challenged myself when I first started performing. I wanted to perform for as many people, which required me to perform at different places. So I would get used to the fact of performing with people and trying to make sure to feel like what they would need, what kind of songs they would need, or how would I respond to that. So like you wouldn't believe me, but I think the first few times I wanted to sing on stage, I was refusing to use the mic. I was like so traumatized of using the mic. I was like, you know what? I'll just go full on vocals only. They will hear me from the back. But obviously it didn't work because you need to learn how to overcome your fears, even if your fear is the microphone and you want to be a singer. So there's so many things I've learned as I performed at different venues. I've learned different types of occasions require different types of songs. So that's kind of why I keep performing at different places. Gets me to meet more amazing people.
And also trying out new things because you've also participated in a whole lot of competitions there. Just
Oh
to
my
name
God.
a few. Yeah, you were in the Jason Mraz thingy, and then you had the One Republic singing competition or whatever you want to call that, and a couple of Anugrah Juara Lagu Indie. Were you part of that?
Anugrah Lagu Indie. Yeah.
Yeah, you were nominated in that also, right? So you've been pushing yourself in a lot of these competitions, and how's that come along for you?
Again, I'm going to give another spoiler. As much as I seem confident today, there was a point of time where I refused to join any competitions just for the fact that I didn't want people to tell me, hey, you don't sound good enough, or like you lost.
You don't want to be judged, though.
No, I was just judging myself. So I just didn't want people to tell me like, hey, you're not a singer. Why you singing? You don't sound nice. And because I had those kind of thoughts, even if I did participate in anything, that would be the outcome where I would feel like I did a bad job, and then I would self-sabotage myself with my thoughts and then make myself less confident the next time I perform. So it's like a whole downward cycle, which I'm so glad my mentors actually pointed out to me and said, you got to set your end goal correctly, focus on what you want. You want a good show, you want to have fun, you focus on that. If you want to have a bad show, okay, continue what you're doing now. And and one of the things is they actually encouraged me to join competitions because they said that's when you learn. And I was like, but I don't like losing. I don't want to go for competitions. And they're like, that's where you'll grow, you'll meet people. And we're not sending you to competitions to win. We're sending you competitions for you to learn about how to perform there. So that's how it became. I remember the first few competitions I went, I did an excellent job, but because I felt like I made a mistake, which if you look back now was non-existent, but I felt I made that mistake. And then I just like, okay, I'm going to lose. So I already gave up before they announced the winner. So, but nowadays doing better a bit. Like nowadays I'm more focused on having fun. So
Actually,
the times, yeah. Sorry,
actually,
quick
that's
one.
the whole idea of competition because I always looked at it as, as an audience point of view, or maybe sometimes I've been one of those judges down there. It's always the best part of a show. It's like you never know what to expect. It's like when you have participants coming up there, you never know because you can't gauge of their performances, what they're going to come up, bring it up on stage. As an artist, yes, you might have seen artists perform before, but as participants to a competition, it's always a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise, and day in, day out. It's like whether good or bad, that's a different story. But it's a nice, entertaining moment, and the best part is like what you said earlier. It builds the confidence of being in a competition. It's like the stage fright thingy. People judging you. Once you overcome that, then the rest of the world is pretty easy, man. It's peanuts after that.
I think competitions train me to have fun and not actually focus on the competition part of it. So like, I'll give you like a short story, which is a bit long, but short story. So there's this amazing thing by Short+Sweet Malaysia, which is actually done by Kuala Lumpur Performing Arts Center. So over the years, they've done actually for theater, for dance, for lots of other categories, musicals. And about a few years ago, they started this category called song. So again, my teachers were like, hey, you should join. I was like, nah. So I didn't join. Yeah. But after a while, when ETI just reminded me like, hey, you should just submit something. And I submitted and I got in. So I never expected to got in. So the first year that I performed, I just was so busy on trying to make this perform the song because I was just so awestruck. I and accidentally won an award, which is the Festival Directors Award. So I wasn't focusing on it. So the not so nice part was the second year. I was like, oh my God, I'm joining a competition. I got to win. So I sent a song that I really, really liked. And I really love performing. But every night when I was performing, I was more stressed of, am I going to win? Am I better than other people? That I forgot to have fun. And I wasn't focusing on the performance. So even if the song was wonderful, because my focus was more on like, I'm competing with other people instead of I'm growing with music and making others grow. So nothing came out of that. So the third year when I joined, I was like, I got to correct this, man. I'm joining this for fun, to meet people, to just share my music with the world as well. And that year, I actually wrote a song called Note to Self. And that song won Audience Choice Award. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I asked my mom, like, did you vote for me? She's like, I didn't vote for you. It's the audience that voted for you. I voted for somebody else. I was like, okay.
That's why they always say that.
Yeah. But no, my mom's pretty truthful. She's like, if I vote for somebody else. So it's true. But yeah, so if you focus on the competition, you just get yourself worked up on stuff that's not necessary. If you're having fun, and then you naturally do your best and people notice it. So I think.
Ah, nice. Yeah. That's really nice. Well, there you go. For those who plan to join in competitions, well, listen from Heerraa. Listen carefully to what she just said. Because that way it'll help you out. Don't be too nervous. Don't worry about the prize. But of course, if the prize money is big, then
set the end goal.
Yeah, set the end goal. Go for the big one, huh? Go for the big one there. And well, also notice that another thing is that one of the things that you have managed to take advantage of this year, or rather the past 1 year, is that streaming, or rather participating worldwide. It's like, I know people who do it over the past 1 year. Everybody's like, okay, performing at home, doing your live sessions, live stream. But you took it a whole new level. You've been performing, you've been having your worldwide tour virtually. You know, how did that happen for you? And how did you get to know that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is how do I get connected to it, and all those details? Don't tell me you had your ET ideas helping you out, or was it your own initiative?
So, like, remember how in the beginning of this podcast and Alf, you actually mentioned things accidentally happen for you? So, same thing of performing online, things just accidentally happened for me. So, again, the first week was like a honeymoon week for me. I was like, oh my God, so amazing, I'm on holiday. But then the second week is, so one of the things that actually happened was somebody from Open Mic Malaysia actually invited me to do like a virtual fundraiser show. And that was like the first time I got my tripod up, I got my phone, and we went live on Facebook. It was like a whole new world, something I've never even thought about and never bothered to find out. So from there, I was like, oh, okay, we can do one show. All right, so let's do one show. So I started finding shows online in Malaysia. And then yes, I did get ETI's help. Actually, my manager, Dila, she actually suggested, why not we do interviews with artists? So we did like a hangout with Heerraa for like a week where we had like every artist a day. So that was very, very nice because I got to meet artists. And I was like so scared to interview the artists because I was like, oh my God, they are so amazing. They're like my chegu. I looked up to them for so many years. How is it? And then they were like, oh my God, I'm so nervous talking to you. So it was like, you got to know. You got to know more people. So from there, I started doing shows almost every 2 weeks, every week in Malaysia, until I think one person that I met in Malaysia who actually lived in the UK and also in South Africa, so she travels to and fro. So she said, I'm having an online event, would you like to perform? And it never occurred to me to perform overseas. So I was like, okay. So we figured out the time zone, and that was my first show in South Africa. So from there, I was like, okay, how can we do this? So I always saw, I have this one very inspiring friend. I think people might know her. It's Juliana Heng. She's a comedian. Oh, so yes, I saw Juliana performing on UK and US, and I kept thinking like, oh, maybe she has some connections. But it started spreading, and people started inviting me for shows overseas as well. So I was like, okay, let's try this thing out. So I started Googling open mics in UK, open mics in Australia, open mics in India, and I slowly found places that I could perform at. And to be honest, that's how it all started. Nice. So we started, we did a virtual world tour just by accident. So it was my curiosity that got the better of me. Like, I want to perform in UK. I've always wanted to do that. So go and find. I've always wanted to perform in Spain. Let's go and find that. And from there, it was very, very wonderful because I assumed people who would listen to my songs being from Malaysia, maybe they wouldn't like my music. Even though I sing in English, maybe they wouldn't understand. But everybody was just so welcoming. Everybody loved the songs. They would sing along. So I was like, wow, music is universal, man. So
yes, exactly. That's what I've been trying to tell most of the artists down here, because a lot of them tend to focus in one particular direction. They don't really see that the other parts of the world are curious. They're pretty hungry for something new, something fresh, something different. So, to my surprise, a lot of them kind of paid a lot of attention to the musicians locally down here. And I've had one of the artists that she's a signed layer artist right now, but at one point of time, she was actually getting a lot of attention from the Chinese market, from Hong Kong, from Taiwan. And she, of course, she's a Malay artist, but she performs in Chinese, the languages. So
Yes, I think I know who it is.
yeah, I think so. So she's getting a huge following on that part. So I thought, see, things can happen. And there were a couple of other people too. So instead of just focusing on one side, take on the whole world. Conquer the world with your music. You know, no, they love it, man. They love Malaysians and their music too.
Yeah.
And and you have a lot of projects coming along, right? After this, live performances virtually worldwide. Any other locations?
Yes, we have. It's amazing. So everybody's been so kind. One of the things is, yes, I really feel alive this year. So that has been commercially played on radio stations around the world. So it's very, very nice to hop on podcasts with Nav and also around the world meeting other people as well. So that was one thing. And then I still find places to perform. So like I just did a show last week in Italy. So that's my first show in Italy. I hope I'm saying the name right. And then Italy.
It's not you don't release the Indian as like Italy. Okay.
yeah. So from there, and one more other thing is, a lot of people have actually been taking notice of my music, other than the fact that my song is playing on Hitz locally here in Malaysia. But I also was recently nominated for a few awards, the Rampage Music Awards. So it's been very, very nice because people are like, oh my God, this is so good. This is so congratulations. So that's very, very nice to actually share that in different platforms and medias and everything like that.
That is nice. That is what I was about to ask you earlier. Rampage
Jinx,
Radio. Yes, Rampage Radio. Best female vocalist and entertainer also, right?
Yes. Okay, for me, that's like a dream come true. Growing up, I've watched the Grammys, I've watched the AMAs, and always there's this category that fascinated me, which is Entertainer of the Year. And I was always like, okay, I see that artist winning this year. I hope one day it'd be me. And fast forward 2021, I'm actually nominated for Entertainer of the Year at the Rampage Music Awards. So for me, it's like an honor because I'm like, through my virtual show, somebody was like, okay, this girl is definitely doing something. She's crazy, but she's doing something like getting people to sing along from their houses, getting people to stand up and dance even though nobody can see them. So it's so that was really, really nice. Best pop vocal also such an honor because the song that actually made that happen was Crazy. So my previous release. So again, Crazy was something that we released last year, about 2 weeks just before the pandemic was announced. So any plan to do any sharing about the song or any tours was completely cancelled and thrown out the window. I think until now, we've not worked on it because everything is different now.
Yeah.
But we got to share the song globally through all these virtual world tours. So it's very, very nice that song actually got me nominated for Best Female Vocal. So it's like, wow!
Look at the bright side. This whole pandemic actually kind of technically helped out a lot of people to see different angles of different parts of the world. Imagine if do you think that whatever you have accomplished for the past 1 year virtually would have taken place if it wasn't for this pandemic?
No, my mentor has probably told me like 1,000 times, hey, you should perform overseas, you should send your songs to radios overseas. And I'm just like, nope, I'm just so busy. I'm just so tired. I'm driving around everywhere. Can't you see I'm busy? But then suddenly with the pandemic, half my time of driving around or being tired is just completely gone. I'm just stuck at home all the time. So suddenly you have all this time. So you're like, what do I do? So then you start looking for more opportunities.
Hey, good things do happen. And let's talk about your music right now. Crazy was an amazing track. Music video. Who shot that?
That was actually shot by E.T. Booth. So that was something, so that's E.T. Ideas production wing. So that's very, very nice because we get to work with other youngsters to actually make that music video happen. So I like to do this thing where even in music videos, even my songs already have a meaning, but even in music videos, I try to amplify that meaning more. So Crazy's music video, it shows like all 4 areas of your life, like with yourself, with your friends, with your loved ones, with your family. And a lot of times you are crazy. Like you're not crazy good, you're crazy bad. You're like mad at that person, you're finding fault. You're like, I'm angry at you. What's wrong with you? You're driving me crazy. But the idea is that, hey, you also drive me crazy in a good way, right? That focus on that part instead. Like, oh, it's so crazy. You're so sweet. That kind of crazy instead of I'm going to kill you. So focus on that crazy. So that's how the music video takes place as well. So the music video was nominated for Malaysian Digital Film Awards. Yeah.
Nice.
For Best Digital Music
the
Video.
longer I speak to you, the more I feel bad of my childhood. My younger days, it's like, oh my God, this girl, she thinks that this way. What was I thinking about crazy? No, I never had issues. I never had family issues. Yeah, was I angry with any of my family members? Yeah, actually, I had daddy issues. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
let's not talk about me. It's not about me. But anyway, from
That's
crazy
how
moving
important
on.
support is. That's why
Yeah,
people like
exactly.
you, people like ETIDs, they're supporting the next generation so we can do better. If not, I swear, if not, I would be in the same rat race as well. I'd be like 22 at this point of time. I'll be complaining, why haven't I become a singer without releasing any music, not even having a YouTube channel? So
Very
really
true.
support and environment makes a difference.
Very, very true. I mean, I think it also says in some of his songs because, like you said earlier, the songs that you write is all about inspiration and motivation, or looking at the world at a different perspective of things instead of the usual norm, lovey-dovey, the Twilight Saga nonsense going on, that kind of thing. You
Nicely
just wanna
said,
break-
nicely said.
Yeah, that's how it is. Because, like I said, at one point of time, I've been in radios before playing songs, and trust me, I also got sick and tired of playing those songs, man. It's like every
Okay,
single
wait.
artist that comes out.
I was not sick of the songs. The problem is I was the type. Oops, my mic fell out. Give me a second. Okay.
No worries.
So I was not sick of the songs, but I'm the type of person that watches a lot of rom-coms. So I started
Okay.
thinking that was how reality was. Only to have my family and my mentors point out to me, life doesn't work that way. Nobody can meet up to the expectation. That's not real. So if that's not real, why are we like? Can we show what's real? What are the real struggles that we go through? So that's the inspiration behind why I write the songs. So
Yeah,
for people like me, to
that's-
help people like me.
Yeah,
I'm not-
you should have been there when I was spinning those songs, because trust me, most of the DJs face the same problem. Like, they got no choice. Trust me, if the DJ is going on saying this is the brand new one, it's a damn good one from this and this, it's all about love and this and that. Well, trust me, deep inside him or her, they're grumbling. Like, they're seriously grumbling.
So wait, I have a question now to ask you. Would you spin "Feel Alive" on your
Oh,
station?
definitely,
back then?
definitely. I would definitely spin it there. Why do you think we're having this particular conversation? Like I said earlier, every artist that I bring on board, everybody has something unique to share. And I was impressed by the music that came out, and why was the song written in such a way? What's behind the song? Those kind of details. I like to pay close attention to that. And listening to it, and one of the first things, okay, I'll admit it, I was shocked to see the person behind the song. First, you listen to the song. I was like, okay, songs like this, but the person looks like this. It doesn't gel. She is too powerful. Her vocals are too powerful of the way she looks. That was running in my head. It's like, how
I'm
did
like
that happen?
dynamite.
Yeah, exactly. It's an old saying. They say "kichi kichi chili padi" kind of thingy. It's like,
No, okay.
it's just like,
As you can see by this interview, I am very loud and exposed.
no, which I love it. Which I love it.
Yeah.
Which I love it very, very much, because it is surprising. Because like when I was listening to the whole song, I was like, no, cannot be. Like, you sure this is the girl? Maybe somebody just did some, this patch up pictures or whatever. Because I didn't see the video full.
You can do that. You
Yes,
can do
you
patch
can.
up
Trust me.
mixes. What's that?
Yes, you can do that. So it's like, okay, fine. Let me double check, triple check. Then I was going back and looking through all your YouTube videos. Like, what just happened here? How did this happen? It's like, whoa. I'm just running out of words right now to just describe how I felt at that particular moment. But
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is amazing. It's like I've always loved artists or other singers like this. You bring something different to the table. Like, for example, with Danny Komari. When you have a chat with Danny, it's like it's a different person altogether. But the moment she starts singing, it's like, okay, something different over there, right? So things like that. And there's very few of them who actually do that, or rather bring up this concept or these particular sound. And you did it mighty well. But,
Thank you.
Of course, I need to talk about Feel Alive, especially. Feel Alive, what was that all about?
Oh my God. Okay. I love Feel Alive. So I would like to think that every time I listen to the song, every time I release a song, that becomes like my lesson that I'll be learning and be constantly tested by nature until the next song comes out. So the moment I release Feel Alive, so I'll give you the story behind Feel Alive. So Feel Alive was written somewhere last year during the pandemic, where all of us were stuck at home, including myself, and I spent a lot of time with my family. So now that I'm not busy driving around, I'm not busy doing random things and making myself feel important, I'm actually at home. I realize I have a lot of time on my hands and I'm trying to make myself productive. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing a good job. But because I keep trying to make myself be good, I seek approval from everybody, including my family. So, but when my family is very focused on their goals, which is a wonderful thing. But if you keep asking people, hey, did I do a good job? Was my day good? Like, I have to ask somebody, was my day good? And they're like, your day is good lah, relax lah, just calm down. So as I realized, I slowly started realizing that I can't keep depending on other people to make me happy. My happiness should be something that I can control and something that I must make myself happy lah. I can't force other people to make me happy. That just force their happiness. So from there, I started keep thinking about it. How can I write a song about it? How can I write a song about it to help myself and help other people in turn? So slowly the song Feel Alive came. And that's how the lyrics was formed, like approval. That is what I seek. Judgment on myself is automatic. So these are all the things that I face, but eventually realizing that your happiness doesn't lie in other people, it lies in yourself. So, yeah.
Nice. Well put. Wow.
Yeah, so even if people don't listen to the lyrics, if they don't understand, it's a very catchy song. So even if they don't understand the lyrics, I feel like it doesn't really matter. It's a good song that gets stuck in them so that they will just remember the values and the lessons. So it's very, very cute when I have like 6-year-olds come up to me and they're singing, I'm like, oh my God, so cute. This is exactly why I do music. So that young kids have this stuck in their head and they become better people as well. So
trust me, adults also like to do it. I would love to do that, but I can't sing to save my life. So I never like to ruin songs by singing along to them. So I don't do that.
Don't you karaoke at like some point?
Does this face look anything like a karaoke guy?
Everybody karaoke.
No, trust me, I can't sing to save my life. If you can put a gun in my head right now and said, Nav, if you sing right now, I'll choose not to shoot you. Trust me, I'll rather take a bullet than sing.
Well, I guess I'm the opposite lah, because I'm a singer, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yes. I can't sing. I totally. And people, my friends, usually invite people to go to karaoke. You're a karaoke kaki. You call as many people. No, it's okay. You can try. Just sing only. It's all about having fun. But when it comes to me, they say, Nav, just shut up and sit down there. You be the guy who choose the song.
You're the clapper.
Yeah, I'm the clapper. I'm the guy who choose the songs for people. You sing this song. You sing that song. Those kind of things. But anyway, going back to Feel Alive, once again, congratulations on that track. It's an amazing track. It's all over the place, like I said earlier, in a good way. All right, it's on radios, it's on the internet, it's on Spotify, it's on everywhere you can think of, which is good. So for those listening,
most people can't believe it's me. So
yeah, I know. At least I hope this podcast actually shows the person behind that beautiful, amazing vocals and the amazing song. So what else do you have in store for you, for us, the people, or rather the fans, after Feel Alive?
There is a new song coming up, but we're still finalizing the production, so I can't really tell you what is it about, but maybe I can tell you the song. So remember that song that won Audience Choice Award? So that's the next song that's coming out. So that's a very nice song. Maybe I can spoil it for you since it's a special interview, a special podcast. Sorry, not interview.
Not interview.
No.
Just borala. Just chit chat.
So the song is actually called Note to Self. So I wrote that. Again, I'm the type of person who has almost everything on the planet, but still has all the insecurities, despite having actually a lot of things that I need. So a lot of times, I wrote Note to Self because how do I conquer these insecurities? Like, I was insecure when I was 13. I was insecure when I was 9. Even when I was 19, I was still insecure. So how do I conquer it? So I was trying to picture if I was like in the future, like elder me, what would I tell myself looking back in hindsight? What would be like a note to self? So that's actually the journey of the song.
Okay, so, yeah. You said you're not going to tell anything about the song. You pretty much told everything about it.
I am so sorry. As I said, it's a special. It's a special. This is like my first time talking about the song Note to Self, so this is like an exclusive.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I love it. I'm not complaining. I just enjoyed that particular part. And also, another thing I need to find out about you is, like, we spoke all about your career. You spoke about your music, your journey, competition, and whatever not. But the thing is, what's Heerraa like behind all this on a daily life? What's like a routine like? The things that Heerraa likes to do, like places that you like to hang out, the kind of food that you enjoy. Those details I never really got to know about it much.
Oh my gosh!
Let's start off with a very basic. I mean, this is the old school
food.
kind of.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah, old school kind of questions. So let's start off with food. What kind of person are you when it comes to food?
Oh my God. Okay, so I love food. My favorite food is Mexican food, second to vegetarian Indian food. So I really, really love it. So any food you bring me, like Korean barbecue or like anything, like Italian food, I'll be down. So my favorite place is actually, Mexican food is my favorite. I really love tacos. I would kill for tacos. So I really, really like that. So I'm a
Nice.
total foodie. I love cooking, but I can't cook to save my life. So the only thing I can cook is spaghetti and eggs, sandwiches, and
Hey,
like kind of
that's a lot. When you say you can't cook, but you can cook spaghetti and egg sandwiches
Spaghetti
and
is
all,
so
that's a lot.
easy. You just boiled it and then you just cook the ready-made pasta and you chop up chicken. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, lah, still better. Like some of us
Chicken
just
curry is
focus.
difficult. Yeah, we tried
Oh, yeah,
chicken
that's-
curry, all the ingredients we could find
No way.
and scavenge.
Some things
so-
you leave it to the pros to do it. Like
Yeah.
don't do it.
I'll
especially when
enjoy
you-
it and I'll tell you if you made it wrongly, but I can't make it. So yes, that's
You
the
missed
thing.
out like that. But movies, what kind of movies do you enjoy? Apart
Okay,
from
so-
rom-com.
Yes, I'm kind of on a rom-com detox because I feel like it gives me a false perception of reality. So I like to watch things that now are different for my health, safety, and health as well. So I watch a lot of. I like this sci-fi. I like all this Star Trek. Star Trek is really, really cool. So I got to thank my mentor for introducing it to me because we
Okay,
can learn.
are you Star Trek person or you're a Star Wars person?
I watched Star Wars first. Actually, in the beginning, I watched neither, but I
Okay.
prefer Star Trek more. It's very, very nice.
Okay, you're a
It's super
Trekkie.
good.
lah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not well versed in the language, but I really love the whole voyage into space. I watch Voyager, so
Okay,
Yeah.
kind of guys. Let's talk about another interesting thing, because I know guys have been trying to propose to you, get into a 4-day relationship with you, and all that when you're 14 years old. But how is that coming along with you now?
when did
And
you
still
hear
have-
this story?
So-
Yes. I'm curious.
Does
When
that-
did I say this?
Oh yes, you did. Trust me, I do my homework. You know, does
You're
that
very
ever
good. You're
happen?
like an FBI. Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you right now? I mean, these days, guys
No.
coming to you is like, Heerraa, I'm a fan. Can you be my
Yeah.
girl? Does that happen nowadays?
Nowadays, everybody just comes up to me and just says, "Wow, you sang Feel Alive? I thought that was like Shakira. I thought that
Oh.
was like Rachel Platten. Oh my God, that's you. I love your song. Thank you for changing my life." That's all the comments I get recently, and I'm so grateful for that. So everybody's just loving the
Ah.
music, and that's where the focus should be, right? Focus on the music and how it makes you feel.
Come on, there's at least some point of time that somebody's going to try to hit on you. There might have been some experiences and like that, right? Somebody trying to express their crush on you, things like that.
I don't know if I'm allowed to share the story, but there's someone that actually tried to hit on my sister, and I went full elder sister mode. I was like, I'm gonna beat you up. So I don't think anybody's coming anytime soon close to us. So
But-
yeah.
Oh man, but guys, I
I'm
mean,
serious. I made the boy cry. So like, I was like, you cannot be best friends with my sister. So it's a very,
Oh,
very.
boy.
She doesn't like the story. She's like, stop telling people it. So I'm so sorry.
just because you don't want to date doesn't mean I can't date. But the thing is, what kind of guys do you find, let's say, romantic, or you find a guy attractive? What kind of guys that Heerraa, I mean, as a person yourself, you find the qualities in a man that you really appreciate?
For me, I'm happily in a relationship at the moment. And what I look for is actually people who are truthful and actually focus on their goals and help me to grow. Because there's a lot of room for improvement on myself. So if somebody can help, the person that's currently with me is helping me figure that out, that would be great. So yeah. Someone who's actually focused on their goals. I'm like, this means you have to find somebody who's also focused on their goals, right?
You gotta excuse me for asking that question. It actually wasn't my idea. I had somebody who just popped in the question. Please ask this question. Please ask this question. I'm not gonna tell who, but that
Oh my
person did
God,
one.
hey, siapa ni?
Yeah.
Aku datang.
I just said, hey, Heerraa's coming up next on the show. So, okay, please ask her this, please ask her this. So I think after this,
Watch
everybody's
your
gonna
homes.
be. Yeah, I know. They're gonna be highly motivated, but after this conversation, I
be
think they'll
scared
just
shitless.
back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just back up
Like
a
I said,
little bit.
I'm
Like,
explosive in a good way, in a not good way too. It's like crazy. I'm crazy, but crazy. So
woman,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anywhere close to you when it comes to this kind of things. Oh man, you are a very, very, very interesting individual, I must say. It's like you're.
I hope
highly
that's a
energetic.
compliment. But
It
thank
is,
you.
it is. In a good way, of course. You're highly motivated. You're very inspiring. You have accomplished a lot in a very short span of time. And of course, I also know that you have goals set up for you. It's like in the sense of in your teens, you want to do this. In your 20s, you want to do this. In your 30s, you plan to do that. So 20s so far is still in the early stage, right? It's only 22. And
Yes.
I'm just curious, when you reach 30, 40, what's the plan roughly
I don't know,
looks
man.
like? Have you
I'm
ever
still
thought
trying
that
to
far
figure
yet?
out my 20s. Yeah,
Okay.
so like in 2021, SNS recently launched an initiative that we are working towards, which is impacting 1 million teens. So for the next 5 years, we're actually aiming to impact 1 million teens. So yeah, I mean, like I'm busy trying to figure out how do I achieve that in the 20s. I haven't even thought about 30s or 40s. Hopefully by then I'll be like producing music for people, still making sure we're changing the world music, but guiding other youngsters as well. And we're
Yeah, I was
solving world
actually,
problems. If not,
uh,
the planet will sink in like 5 years. We ain't
yeah,
got no
well,
time.
trust me, the world will be fine. The world has no problem at all. It's the people that has problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was actually hoping that you would tell me something that your plans for the 40s, so maybe I could steal that idea and implement it in my current 40s. Like, because I have no clue what the hell am I supposed to do in my 40s right now.
You
But
should be ET ideas. ET ideas is for you then.
yeah,
I was
you
an
know, this
accidental product.
these guys sound amazing. Seriously, how do
ET ideas. Extraterrestrial ideas. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. ET ideas. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I got to look it up. So those listening to this particular podcast, do check it out. Also, ET ideas. There's a whole lot of change that's going to be happening in your life once you meet these guys. Well,
Yeah.
these guys, because trust me, Heerraa is one of the best examples. And like I said
They're
earlier,
all like me. I mean, they're not all bubbly and I mean, not as loud as me, but they're all like me. They're all excited, they're enthusiastic, they're chasing after their goals as well. So,
yeah, because
yeah.
the thing is, like I said, the earlier part of the conversation, or rather was it off air, we're talking, it's like you got everything figured it out. You got everything, from conversations, even conducting interviews or being a guest on interviews or focusing on the media, how you want to approach yourself in the music. You got every single thing figured out at the age of at this very age, or rather in a very short span. But some people took their entire lifetime to figure it out. I mean, some people who's in the 40s or 50s still haven't thought about that, but you have done it. So it's either ET ideas or you or both of you guys together have figured out the formula with this particular success.
Yeah, it's never too late to follow your heart. You don't know when your journey starts. Like my mom's journey, actually, I mean, it's been there her whole life, but she started in her 40s too. So yeah, she's changing the world in her own way too. We're working with people. So like ETIS is organizing the Dare to Live conference this weekend. So there's 25 people other than me who's speaking at the conference and sharing how they did it at different ages and different times as well. So there's people in their 50s, people in their 30s, people who are like in their teens. So it's everybody.
It's wonderful, man, because seriously, it's totally different from when I grew up and now. Even your sister, she had a book out right recently, where something about teenage.
Dude, how do you remember all these things, man? You're like the best interviewer I've ever met. Like nobody can remember the fact that I even co-founded Ascendance. You remember everything. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
It's my job, it's my job, man. Come on.
You should have worked in the FBI. I wouldn't be surprised if, like,
Yeah.
before being a radio DJ or before having your own show, you were like working in the FBI or the Malaysian version of it and like snooping this.
Bukit Aman lah. For now, with this Bukit Aman now, but no way, man. Because I had to prepare myself. If I'm going to chat with someone who's got 8 A's in SPM or O levels, whatever you want to call it, I got to be well prepared, man. I got to be well prepared.
You're
for
throwing
that.
the cards now. You're just like, oh, I know this, I know this.
No, I'm just trying to tell the whole
Yeah.
world, like, hey, you don't mess with Heerraa. Check out a portfolio, check out her qualifications. So you're not
Thank
talking
you,
to anybody there, it's just anybody here. She's amazing, man. She's
That's
amazing.
a huge
and of course,
compliment. Thank you.
oh yes, you are amazing. Like I said earlier, I've conducted hundreds or maybe thousands of interviews during my entire career, both locally and internationally, and you are definitely one of the most interesting guests that I've had. One of the most interesting conversation and unique individual. And
Thank you.
of course, I'd like the whole world to follow you if it's possible, and please do share your details. Of course, if they want to follow you, you're more active on Instagram rather than Facebook, right?
I'm active on both, but yeah, I find Instagram a bit easier to post. Whatever I post on Instagram automatically goes to my Facebook as well. But you can find me on Heerraa, so Heerraa. If you spell it any other way, you'll go to a different Heerraa. So
Yeah, I
try to
know.
put-
That Indian woman she's a nightmare, man. I'm getting all the wrong news from her.
Yeah, so Heerraa and official, so Heerraa official. So you can find my music on Spotify. You can find my music on YouTube and iTunes. Yeah, if you listen to Amazon Music, people do. So yeah, and Instagram and Facebook. That's where you get all the
I'll try
updates on. Oh yeah, you get all the
Post it
updates
down
on the
here,
shows.
Just type it out down somewhere over there. So please do follow her as much as possible. Virtual concert, anything coming up this week or next week?
Yes, there is something coming up next week, but and there's something coming on the end of the year, but we got to keep that growing in the dark first until that happens into a reality. So when it's
Okay.
out, I'll definitely tell you, Nev, and everybody watching as well.
Please do. So this week, anything on? This week, any
Dare to
shows?
Live, yeah. So I'll be doing the Dare to Live opening. Oops, am I allowed to say that? I'm doing the opening concert for the Dare to Live conference. So yeah.
Okay, and is it accessible to the public or is it a closed event?
It's a closed event, but you can catch my
Oh.
shows. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'll post about the shows there. Suddenly,
Okay.
I'll be performing at 3 a.m. so then you can find me.
Cool, awesome. So, and remember once again, for those who'd like to check out Heerraa's music, just head on to our Instagram page or maybe follow on Spotify. It's absolutely easy to spell out her name. Just think double. Everything double except for the H. Or
Yeah.
except for the H. It's H, double E, double R, double A. Official.
Spot on.
That's all you have to do. And once you get it, the most important thing is, apart from following and apart from liking it, please do share it as much as possible. Let the world share it with the world, your friends, your family members, your cats, whoever you can think of. Just share it as much as possible. You never know, because somebody might have the same taste in music as you do. So just do it just as much as possible. Please do that. Heerraa, before I wrap things up, is there anything you'd like to share with us, or anything you'd like to ask, or something you want to pour out? Or just
I do
wanna
have
grumble or
something to
complain?
say. We
Yes.
should have put in the beginning of this podcast volume warning. Suddenly there's like a very loud laughter. I feel a bit bad for those listening on headphones. Like, oh my god, what is this?
Nah,
But,
don't worry.
yeah.
It catches the attention. At least they'll pay more attention that way.
But
Instead
other
of
than that,
waiting.
I would say, yeah, just follow your heart. I think it's never too late to start and find an environment of mentor that can help you. Because end of the day, if I was following my heart kind of, but things actually started moving when I had people to be there for me and guide me as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So we're doing this
good.
together. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. So ET Ideas is another place that you might want to check out. Of course, I'm pretty sure they have a website, things
Yeah.
that people can head on to.
Or you can message me and I'll direct you in the right way.
Yeah, a spokesperson, kind of a spokesperson there.
I'm more like a happy family. Like, come meet my family.
Come. This is my house. Come. Be part of my family right now. You will not regret it. Look at me. But trust me, I think I might do that. I need the energy, man. I've been all the like low, relax, chill out kind of Joe, but I think I need more energies, man. Coffee isn't helping me much, so I think I need ET Ideas for that case.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you very much, Heerraa. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful chatting with you. And, well, for those who are tuned in, thank you so much. Which part of the world? I do not know. You guys are everywhere. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Something like that with NAV. Please do follow us, like us. And what else do they need to do on social media? I think, right.
That's it. Share
Follow and
share
like
the
that.
podcast.
Okay, sure. That's all. That's all.
So
you
their
have to
friends
do.
also hear these amazing interviews that you have to start with them.
Yes. Today, a wonderful guest today. Thank you, Heerraa. Thank you so much. Remember to follow her. Check out her music. Heerraa Official. That's HEERRA Official. That's all you have to do. Tap it out and share it. All right.
Thank you
Heerraa,
guys for listening.
So much, Heerraa. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.